Hey guys, Dandy Dan bringing you another Avenue video. I know you guys had asked for more PvP. Now I tried recording some of this morning when I was doing the attacks, but my screen recorder kept waiting out. I didn't want to lag and have a problem with my attacks, so I was not able to record the actual attacks themselves. But I do have the reports, so we're going to go over some things and talk about some stuff regarding attacks. So, server war. I really just started the server war today. Early on, like I said, just the last day of the server war, decided what the hell, let's jump in. So, the alliance ranking, we are the third alliance, but we're extremely small compared to the other alliances. So, when you look at this, number 3, BFF, 10.7 million. Of course, we were completely outclassed by the other two top alliances, which have billions of players. I mean, we're only I don't know what our power is. It's maybe 100 million or something. Also, my personal ranking was 11. I had scored, I was sitting around 16. We'll talk about the attack that put me over the top. But I achieved 8.5 million points, which is enough to get, I believe it was the medium server war chest. And we also hit the 10 million mark for the alliance as well. We had one other player, Shimana, that went out with me and did some boss hunting and whatnot, and got us some extra points. So we'll go into the reports here and look at, the PvP reports. And I start off some things just so that I could find what I was looking for. Okay, so this was the first hit, and this guy's probably still there, so I am going to show you this area. But I hit his tile and his city. Okay, so I forget if this was the tile or this was the tile right here, and there's his city. Okay, but the beautiful thing about this is that if you look over here, see there's another city. And so what I ended up doing was camping right about there. That's where I went. And I, went ahead and hit, say, this boss with a full march. And then I declared war on this city with a full march, and declared war on this city with a full march, or whatever was left. And so that hit all my troops in what is determined as ghosting. And then I was able to just take that one march that went after this boss and continue to hit other bosses all in this area. And this area was ripe with, you see it still is, like 7s, 5s, 8s, 9s. A lot of great bosses. See, there's an 8 right there. So this must be some kind of spawning area or whatever. So it worked out beautifully. I was able to kill a lot of bosses in this area. So going back to the reports, so that was that one, and then this was his city. Now my mistake here was that I didn't use enough siege. I used troops, obviously. I guess we can maybe tell there was some ground, some range, some mounted. There was a little siege, but probably not enough. But, I did have some troops die. You get points for your own kills as well as their, you see all his wounded. And there was nice resource there as well. So that takes us to the 770, 988. Now what had happened was I went here first and tiled him once, and then on my second visit after killing some bosses, tiling him and hitting a city, he healed everything and was farming again. So I went back and I did it again and killed more bosses, etc., etc. So this is also the hit on his city again. So I actually hit him twice. And after the second time, he decided to finally bubble. So it was like, okay, dude, I guess you get it now. Don't farm during SVS. So this one was a city in a hive, and it was just, I had scouted it, and she had a fair amount of loot. So I just, before I went out, I poured it over there and whacked her just to get the loot. This one, this was the one that put me over. So she was actually on our server, and she was hitting bosses, and I poured it on her and hit her just as her troops came back into the city and it did have to be timed well so that she couldn't ghost. She happened to have a bunch of resources, which was great. But then I hit her, and it killed some of my troops, which gave me some nice kills. And this is the hit that put me over the 8 million marker as a player, and the alliance over the 8 or the 10 million marker. So that was a really good one. Okay, so that's that one. And then we get into this one. So this was just kind of a crapshoot over on the other server. And I was trying to maybe get some last minute points. I don't know why my internet's being a piece of trash. But yeah, it didn't work out, so whatever. What's going on here? This is not right. Well, I apologize, guys, but I think that's going to be it for the video. There was a couple other hits, and maybe I'll do a second video, because some of the other stuff was more for kill event. So I will check that out with you in a few minutes after I get rid of this technical difficulty. Take care.